I'm going to call this meeting to order. The Polk County Board of Commissioners for Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024. All commissioners are present. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Thank you. Next up is comments for items not on this agenda. Okay. No public. Next item is approval of January 16th minutes, sorry.
Also move. I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next up is our Polk County Clerk update, Kim Williams. You have 35 minutes for this presentation.
Okay, I'll try my best. Good morning.
Good
Good morning.
Well, I've never done this before, so I'll just kind of start as far as the updates we have. There really are not a whole lot of updates. Marriage licenses has remained pretty steady. We do have a new statute that came into effect on January 1 with domestic partnerships. Now heterosexual couples may get domestic partnerships. So that's new. Recording is way down. I was trying to look at the numbers, and back in 2020, I believe we were about 19,000 documents, and last year we were at 9,300. So recording is way down, but elections will, of course, step up this year and replace any time that she would have devoted to that. So besides that, our office is just running like a well-oiled machine.
Gotcha. Let's start thinking of rapid fire questions.
Well, something occurred to me, but I don't know if it's appropriate to introduce anxiety into this conversation, but just curious, are you thinking at all if ranked choice voting is passed by the voters, what that would mean for your office? And
You know, I really haven't given it a whole lot of thought, just because like having my first election to run in November.
Sure.
And then of course, this year, we're going to be so focused on the primary and the general. But of course, it is in the back of my mind. We do have a conference coming up in February and then another one in August. And so the clerks have been very, vocal about sharing information. I believe that Multnomah County even hired someone or will hire someone that will begin that transition process for them. So I'm hoping that that person will share what they learn, but it definitely is something that we're going to have to take into consideration.
Do you feel you have the resources you need for the primary in general this year?
Yeah. We're starting to work on it. I have a big list of people that are willing to step in and help out with that election. So we're going to begin, some kind of an interview process for those individuals to come to work with us. But yeah, we're getting there. So we've really kind of created a lot more space in the office, knowing that we're going to have a lot more bodies there. So yeah, very confident that we'll pull this off.
All right.
For the concerned citizens, you will have the open house also. They can call, set up appointment, they can step in. They can
Yes.
actually view. So you'll be able to answer all those questions.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Usually we have the different parties reach out to us, and the only thing we ask is that they do try to call and give us a heads up, just so we're prepared to give a tour, which that's never been a problem in the past. And so, but if it comes down and we do have a citizen that wanders up and they have a lot of questions, we always offer for them to come in. Yeah. Hey, welcome.
Filing deadline is what day?
I believe it's March 12th or 14th.
Second Tuesday.
Second Tuesday, at the 12th or 14th.
Want to make sure to get that on the record. And any sense, you're the one that should be talking to the Secretary of State's office. And of course, the news of late has been again about the Attorney General, the Attorney General's attempts to try and have certain individuals removed from the state ballot going forward. Is there any communication that you can share with us and the public about chatter that you're getting, about direction that you might be getting about what ballots are going to look like?
I haven't heard a word on any of that.
So
Yeah,
that's not your call. I get it. And I want to make certain to give you an opportunity to tell people it's not your call.
Yeah, I have not heard anything from the Secretary of State's office, or I haven't even heard any chatter in regard to that at all.
What's the deadline for the state to make certain that all qualified applicants, I guess, are on the ballot or in the book?
On the state side, I honestly just don't know what their deadline is for that.
So, and I mean from either party, by the way, so.
Yeah,
Since today New Hampshire doesn't have one presidential candidate on the ballot
Hmm.
on their primary. So,
Yeah, I definitely can look that up for you and
Yeah.
get that information.
again, I think it's one of those things that we turn to you as the, our county official
Mhm.
that should know what the chatter is, if any,
Yeah,
about what's going on to help suppress the misinformation or disinformation that may be out there in social media about
Sure.
what's happening.
yeah, I haven't heard anything.
It has been fairly quiet, hasn't it? I mean,
It has. Right now, we're just in the throes of just learning the new system. So Cole and I both have a lot of training with that coming up over the next few weeks.
and so elaborate on that,
So
please.
the new, it's called Orbis. It will be replacing OCBR. And
A lot
so,
of acronyms there.
yeah, and so
Probably define those for the public.
OCBR is the Oregon Central Voting. I'd have to look that up too. And Orbis, they just changed that, Oregon Registration Voting something. But we have training with that. So we have 2 trainings today, 2 trainings on Tuesday, 1 on Friday, all over Zoom. So yeah, we're gonna be learning that system. So that's been taking up a lot of time, and probably the chatter that is out there is in regard to that.
So do you see any more or less concerns about how people are registered right now than times past?
No.
And we live under motor voter.
Right,
Yeah.
not right now, but I mean, I do anticipate that we will get more of that as the election does get closer. But as of right now, luckily, things are staying pretty quiet because we know that they won't be over the course of the next few months.
And how
So
confident are you that our voter rolls are clean?
very confident, yeah.
And tell us why.
We're constantly updating. We get notifications from other states in regard to individuals that have moved to those states. We get, a couple of different death list over the course of the months, to cancel voters. Post office is in contact with us. Of course, DMV is in contact with us. So we're constantly in the mode of updating voters.
So that seems fairly straightforward and a process and system that has been in place for some time, to my knowledge. And
Yeah,
I'm always fascinated with how could counties and states have such a problem, or allegedly have such a problem with these kinds of issues, when here we are with a system that's in place that you've been practicing
yeah.
your entire tenure, I'm sure. I mean, how is it that we can have states that are and counties that are so challenged with those systems, or is it that they just don't have those systems?
I think a lot of it, to me, is just a lot of misinformation out there. And so that's why we do encourage people to contact our office or another clerk's office. There's a program out there called ERIC, and not every single state is involved in that program, but most states are. And so again, so states can kind of share information. We have a voter that just got a driver's license in this state, so then they contact us, so then we can cancel that voter. So it's just one of those things where, we just keep up with it. We are constantly every day updating voters.
Okay.
Just want to reiterate one point. For anybody interested in running for school board, I know I don't think that's a primary thing. Or city council, any office, it is so easy to call your office and learn about the process. I think, when I was running for my first election in Fall City, a barrier was sort of internal in my own mind that's saying that, well, people like me don't do this because, there's a big process. And I'm not sure. But I just called the office and couldn't believe it was like calling, any sort of customer service person, but a real human being walking me through, a neighbor walking me through how it goes. So I just want to say for anybody curious about it, your office is so
We
accommodating.
will do what we can. Yeah, 100%. And if we don't know the answer, we will always get it for you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, you're welcome.
All right. Non-listed items.
Easy peasy.
All right, then. We're adjourned.